Good evening everyone and welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT and tonight we're set for the final round of the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup. We're wrapping up the season at Sandown International Raceway, a track known for its high-speed straights and heavy braking zones. Patience, car control and racecraft will be key tonight, with passing opportunities coming under braking into turns 1 and 9. Tonight's event includes a 10-minute practice, 10-minute qualifying and a 40-minute race. The session is set for morning under partly cloudy skies, so conditions should be stable, but the tyre temps will need managing through the fast sections. A 30% fuel cap is in place, so pit strategy will still play a role in how this race plays out. Ben Faulkner holds a steady championship lead heading into the final round. Dan Bartus sits in P2 and Andrew Rushworth moves up into P3. With one round to go, this is the last chance to make an impact on the final standings. Last round at Long Beach Street Circuit, Ben Faulkner took a clean sweep, continuing a dominant run in the series. Dan Bartus finished P2 while Mick Clifton secured P3. The series champion will be taking home a Vive Cosmos Elite, while a Vive Cosmos goes to the lucky draw winner. With the championship coming to a close, it all comes down to this final race tonight. Over to the track, Sandown International Raceway is 3.1 kilometre circuit featuring long straights and heavy braking zones. There's going to be plenty of slipstream battles in the GR86s, with overtakes likely through turn 1 and 9, and then managing that tyre wear through the long fast corners will be the key to staying competitive over this race distance. With practice underway, we'll jump trackside. See how drivers are faring. We got 9 times on the board. There's a few minutes left to practice. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say g'day. Don't be shy. You can use our sound effects controls that we have underneath the stream as well. You can play and put some fun sound effects over and show your support to your favourite drivers out there as well. Don't forget to hit the follow button if you haven't done so as well. Link for Ben Faulkner. There was a fair few blinks last week, no dramas of a disconnect. Sure what that big crush was in the background there. Clifton just charges straight over into the pits from there. Some pretty quick times, 21.337 for Ben Faulkner, which is about 4 tenths ahead of Ryan Bunt. And a very interesting pit exit straight onto the racing line. At least there is a very nice long straight to be able to actually get a good chunk on the relative. You can see decently coming out. But usually, just as Hung had done, dive across, get out of the road. No smoke from the cars before. Nicholas Martin's been in and set 22.67 his last lap, 32.65. Some dramas there. But he just makes a time improvement. Picks up into P7. We have Matthew Wagyu food debuting with the Apex Esports League team tonight in our first league race through us. So welcome aboard. You joined with us last week. Kurt Heath debuting for the team last Monday. And 17 drivers currently registered for the session, with practice wrapping up. Joshua Horton gets in a late time. 1/10 off Faulkner's pace. All the drivers scrambling out. Oh, and there's a spin. Is that Andrew Rushworth? I think there is a report of contact. Hopefully the car's alright. It's not too far to bring it back in anyway, if that is the case. Jeff Arles just come back out. Yeah, Rushworth brings it in. Tongues just had to bring the car back in again as well. Tucker and Simmons also able to be back in. There's an off track for Fu, another driver. Having a crack. Oh, and that just looked right at the end of it as well. Ben Faulkner out, leading the qualifying under the pink straight up. Kurt Heath actually ahead in the session. Wrap up a time. I think that was invalidated. Jump on board with Ben Faulkner for a hot lap around. Got a bit of gyro. Running very wide across, you can take a heap of the track just about to the dirt. Make most of turn one. Very nice fast corner. Straight between the curbs. Big slide. Pushing this thing through the corner. Get out. What speed we're getting here as we're down along the back straight. A big blink from Faulkner. He's already got pole, 121.1. An improvement for his sector one. past him. Saves the car. Through that lapway. And some dramas. Still has pole position with the first quickest lap out there at 21.15. Not a bad time to start it. Caleb Dawson, half a second off that pace. David Simmons gets on the board, P10, 24.53. Joshua Horton pinches pole. Very tight time compared to Faulkner's 0.01 difference. 21.137 from Horton. Rushworth moves into P6 on the board. 22 flat for Rushworth. Enjoys it. Time, I think that was just an improvement on time. 21.5. Oh, it's a solid hit there. That's Clifton and Dawson straight on the side. Debut driver Byron Phillips joining as well. Welcome and good luck in the debut race. Blink for Seth Herman. As mentioning, is having connection issues prior to the session. And Faulkner on for a pink last sector. Pushing that thing. Very nice time, 21.4. 3 tenths away from Horton's pole. Oh, too quick. Very unlucky. Fair bit of sun glare down for that sector. Phillips having to bring the car back in. Rushworth ahead, commencing start to the lap. There's a fair bit of debris down through there. That's probably what's caught some of these slides as well. So be cautious of that during the course of the race as well. Too much curb there for Matthew Fu. It's probably not enough time to be able to get the car around for another lap for Fu, so that's probably going to be qualifying done and dusted with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Kurt Heath wrapping up a lap. 22.54. Heath now to beat. It's not much of a gap to Tongue ahead. Joshua Horton looking to be able to pinch a pole here. Ben Faulkner's grabbed pole back. He's parked the car, so that's done and dusted. We did just see some qualifying data coming up. Horton that's vanished. Shortens the track nicely for last lap. Does he pinch pole? 20.99 the lap. David Simmons set to wrap up. Currently 15th. No movement. I think that was Simo going for the crash. At 8th completes qualifying. Oh, it unsettles for Byron. Just pulls it up. There's no time on the board. So I think that's just going to get a time on the board at least. Cost him some time, but not too bad. P15 start from that. Drivers. Done and dusted for qualifying. Just get the last little bit of track time to use. And will be moved across in a moment. There's a fair bit of gap spread for the results. It's quite interesting to see, which is from where it's being rather tight. Just Sandown showing a little bit of difference out there in the times. Ben Faulkner takes pole position for the final round of the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup at Sandown International Raceway. And then the rest of the grid from 2nd down through to 18th is then Joshua Horton, Dan Bartish, Caleb Dawson, Ryan Bunt, Mick Clifton, Andrew Rushworth, Matthew Fu, Nicholas Martin, Sam Tucker, Kurt Heath, Jamie Tongue, Stephanie Piccoli, Jeff Arnold, Byron Phillips, David Simmons, Andrew Martin, and Seth Herman. Half the field to get ready to grid. Trying to get as much of the field as we can. Just two drivers ready to grid. Faulkner and Horton. Might even be looking to do a grid start here. Sorry, pit start. Something different. No, they have grid. Lights ready to go green for the last time in the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup.
Green flag, green flag.
The flag is green. A little bit of a bob down for most down there. Sam Tucker's going for a little bit of a move in here. Dan Bartish looking to position to the inside. Joshua Horton, Nick's just in front of Faulkner. Side by side for Dawson and Bartish. Debris galore, scrapes the wall. That was Horton. Narrowly avoids incident. But Jeff Arnold's getting on the move, getting out of the turn. Tongue and Heath. Heath not wanting to drop back in. Stays more in a line, a little loose in the rear, but also loose for Tongue. Oh, a bit of gravel, I think, for Fu. Battle against Nicholas Martin here for P8. Race leads this following train at the moment. Horton and Faulkner trying to push and get a bit of a bump draft. That may prove to be difficult too if Faulkner has some more of the blinks going on. That could cause disaster. Oh, that really unsettled the car. That sounded like a wall striking. I think that may have been Caleb Dawson. Arnold and Phillips bang doors through the corner. There's some front end damage to Arnold. Not know if that's part of what that contact might have been. Crash for Sam Tucker. Heath in the pits, as is Byron Phillips from that. Well, Sam Tucker's got quite a heavily damaged car, and only a few corners to go from the looks of it. Two more coming into the pits, Coley and Arnold. Big pace coming down for Dawson. Really charging in and hanging on to Horton and Faulkner here. Bartish falling back. Fair chunk. Took nearly 2.3 on the clock between Dawson and Bartish. There's a few blinks for several cars going down for that same corner. One of those tracks that picks out little spots for that. The push seems to be wearing off a little bit now. Some more comfier spaces forming. GR86s do well coming down there and be jumped down into the braking zone. Here's a fantastic section of corners. Oh, and there's a spin down the back. That's Dan Barshas. It's going for the spin. Let's drop back to P9. Maybe a bit of recovery driving going on now. So if might be shifting up some of the strategy that may be going ahead now. Andrew Martin right on the tail of Simmons. Simmons maintains the inside. Nice cross. Andrew Martin here. May not be enough to be able to get the run. Simmons will hold here. No choice but just to park up behind it and follow the leader there. Not quite the run down onto the straight. Martin was needing to probably be able to get alongside perfectly to come down into the next turn. There's some debris all strewn across here now too to contend with. Seth Herman following him behind as well. Arnold, Piccoli, Tucker, Heath and Phillips all getting stops done. Sure, Byron Phillips on there. Says he's on track. Oh, solid hit from Horton again. The right side has taken a few blows from that wall. Probably been a couple of contact zeros, but it does start throwing them at you after you've made the contact a couple of times. 17 incident points to a drive-through penalty. So it's something that the drivers have to manage. It's going to be quite easy to get some off tracks here, especially with some incident avoidance around this track. You may have to expect to take a couple of points just to keep the car safe. But sitting in a pretty good spot here at the moment. Rushworth and Martin occupied behind. Martin's going for the run down into turn one. Should probably be able to get him under braking here. Is Rushworth going to make it easier? Try to keep him to the outside line. Oh, a little sneaky move. Not quite enough for Rushworth. Some nice positioning. Nicholas Martin trying a nice little chase here between Andrew Rushworth and Nicholas Martin. Here, separating a little bit, settling in. Lead change, Joshua Horton moving up. So probably be a bit of a fuel conserving game between the two working here together as well. Dawson not able to hang on a whole lot now. This push here between Faulkner and Horton starting to put out the gap to P3. There's a nice little buffer to P4, Ryan Bunt. Some good consistent focus here from Caleb Dawson. Could be a pretty good shot at podium. We've only been a couple of seconds behind. There's going to be opportunity to be able to do something through strategy in the pits here. Rushworth brings the car in. Clifton was in a few laps ago, hitting lap 6. Bartish also hitting the same lap. Two other positions ahead of Bartish that have also got their fuel stop out of the way. Clifton, it's a good 9 seconds. It's going to be hard to try and make ground. P8 currently 9 positions up. Current biggest move up. Slapping P13. Coley and Arnold under the blue flags. Back from Joshua Horton. See just how aggressive bounces are coming down into the braking zone. Fair bit of debris scattered around the exit of that corner. There's been a couple who got caught in the spins there as well, probably from the marbles. I think there's just been an off for Piccoli. Not sure if there's damage. May have just rolled back in. Yeah, car comes in. Unlucky for Piccoli. Position behind Kurt Heath. Another make up a spot Piccoli's stop, sorry. So fast repair back underway. That'll be a spot there for Heath. A gap here between Horton and Faulkner. There may have been a little error. This is just trying to conserve fuel here. Sure what's going on for Herman there. Like Bartish dropped back at a couple of spots again. I still tucked him behind. Just dropped him behind Herman. Change on the straight. Clifton closing to the tail of Rushworth again. They've been holding fairly steady for a while. Andrew Martin's just ahead of them as well. A steering jitter going on for Clifton. Not sure if that was trying to test Rushworth or if it was a change of mind suddenly for Clifton. Pretty good drive out of the corner there for Rushworth. Gets the move over Andrew Martin. Clifton's going to try and sneak in and pick a spot here. He just tucks in. Martin doesn't fight too hard here. Just keeps a nice line to tuck in. Very different line. Doesn't run the curb. In the pits looks like some front left damage has been done, or is that on the way out? No, it's on the way out, I think. It's just the angle of the car. Garcian, check out. Drivers, he's actually retired out. Aaron Phillips in P18, currently not on track. Stephanie Piccoli, P17. And a crash for Arnold. Waiting for a bunch of traffic. Kurt Heath, P16. Yes, look at the mess of marbles through that quarter. Flag would be out for sure. And Arnold supposed to bring the car in. Currently P15. Gonna lose a spot there. David Simmons, P14. Sam Tucker, P13. Blue flags, Caleb Dawson lapping past. Seth Herman, P12. Up 6 spots from qualifying. Dan Bartish, P11, not having a very lucky night with the car. Currently down 8 spots. There are a few drivers ahead that have got the forced stop out of the way. Barshish has also done the stop. Still half the race to go though, and with Sandown, anything can happen, so hopefully luck starts to turn. Now, top 10, Andrew Martin, P10. Nicholas Martin in P9. Stops out of the way, as is for the cars ahead in P8, Mick Clifton. And P7, Andrew Rushworth. These two have been chasing each other for a good while. They've got a little bit of a gap. Jamie Tung ahead. Oh, there's a big screech going on. And a wall smash. Not sure who that is. It's Fu. Unlucky. Sees it. Matthew Fu in P6, Jamie Tung P5. Before we have Ryan Bunn, our race leaders, Ben Faulkner and Joshua Horton come into the pits. Lap 16. Caleb Dawson takes a race lead. Stop out of the way, Joshua Horton in P4, Ben Faulkner P3. Ryan Bunn in P2, and Caleb Dawson, our current race leader. Andrew Martin gets the stop out of the way. Should be all drivers bar Jamie Tung that's got a forced stop out of the way. Sorry, and Ryan Bunton and Caleb Dawson, our current race leaders. Simmons going for an off there. Not sure how they're trying to go for a no stop. That Sandown might phase out for them, if that's what they're going to be attempting. We did have some very early stops as well. Sam Tucker and Kurt Heath hitting lap 2. Warren Phillips was in that, I believe, as well. That is out, so it doesn't matter. Oh, Jeff Arnold's had to retire out as well. Unlucky for Jeff. Current laps that we're seeing, 21.56 is the quickest last lap. That was with Sam Tucker. Fastest lap of the race. Oh, you're looking at Joshua Horton, 20.82. Very quick time. 28.5 for Faulkner. It's very close in points there. It's an extra 10 championship points for the fastest lap. It's nice to have under your belt for the round. Lap 19. Minutes remaining. A few gaps starting to form up after all these pit stops. All the drivers settling back down in the pace again. Clifton and Rushworth have not left each other. They're usually found following each other around the tracks. So got a little bit of a tangle last week. Actually, I think it was Mark's car. Kurt Heath goes for a move down through turn one, carries a lot of speed, leaves the door open for Simmons. That was a costly move. David Simmons currently under blue flags as well. Rushworth, Mick Clifton and Nicholas Martin will be able to slip through. Martin doesn't quite get through. Makes a sneaky dive. Gets that done. That opens up the battle to be able to continue between Heath and Simmons. Jamie Tung's in the pits. Position behind's got a bit of a gap. Certainly nice for... Oh, Heath nearly puts it in the wall. That's allowed some breathing space for Simmons on the back straight. David Simmons. And Simmons gets loose. That's opened the door for the main straight. Simmons tucks in for that slipstream. Let's Heath move up into P13. A fun little battle these two are getting to have out there. Our race leader, Caleb Dawson, still out on track. 3/4 of the race done and dusted as we come around these few corners. Oh, solid hit. What was that? That was following Caleb Dawson. He scraped the wall. Sam Tucker might have had an off just behind as well. Ryan Bunt moves into the race lead. And Faulkner in P2, big blink through the corner. Joshua Horton following in P3. Ryan Bunt's been fairly quiet for the race. Hasn't been in for fuel. 8 minutes left to go in the race. Faulkner and Horton sitting pretty close behind. It's going to be a big hurt coming into the pits. Be something if one can come through and not have to worry about stopping for the fuel. It doesn't seem that there's been overly had to work through the race here for Bunt. So fuel maybe okay. Oh, we've got Faulkner's in. Then use fast repair. Must be on the first box. Could have even been an unsafe pit entry or exit for Faulkner. So it looks like a 45-second stop and hold. Currently stationary for 23 seconds. So it's been about 5 seconds in the box to be able to get the fuel. Yeah, 31 seconds stopped in the box. It's been a couple of laps from coming into the pits. May have been caught there. It would have been a drive-through penalty if it was incident points. So it's going to mix up some standings here. So it's going to open big points available to other drivers. It's kind of unfortunate, especially when Dan Bartas was chasing from P2 and has had an unlucky round tonight. Currently sitting 7 spots down in P10. Bunt not going for a no stopper. Joshua Horton takes race lead. Caleb Dawson in P2. And Horton in the lead for our series leader, Ben Faulkner. That'll be good for potential in championship points. It's not going to hurt too much having a less strong round tonight. As Horton not really fighting for that spot in the series win. That's keeping the points away from some of the other drivers that are fighting for those top spots in the championship. Oh, and a crash for Tung. Gets away from damage. By the look of it. The nose of that car was in the wall. Bartas picks up the spot. Faulkner. As did Foog. Clifton and Rushworth still at it. Clifton ahead of Rushworth now. Been on the hunt for that position for quite some time. Ryan Bunt comes back out in P3, so still in a great spot for a podium. 5 minutes left on the clock. Clifton and Rushworth still in this battle. Nicholas Martin behind as well. And championship points-wise, I know they're pretty close. Two drivers ahead of them in the series as well. Faulkner and Barsha currently behind them in P8, P9. There's some good opportunity to be able to grab some extra points here. Can Horton hold out these final 4 minutes and grab the win for the last round? The leaders have all lapped up to through P7. It's currently Van Faulkner behind. Just lines up for an inside move under braking. Pull it off nicely. Keeps that car nice and stable through the corner. Oh, Foo's not making it easy. Door to door. In the slipstream may go sideways without warning. A spectacular on the back of the car there, Dan. Looks like we're going to have a couple last lap battles to finish out the series. Mick Clifton's not out of this, and even Ryan bunched up potentially in this could have a shot at the 4, having a crack for the final podium of the series. Barsha starting to pull away from Fu. Bounces that car through. Narrowly avoids that wall. Super close. It's been struck a fair few times tonight by Horton. Really ran out that corner as much as possible. And you see it's definitely paying off to be sitting out there with a nice 12.7 lead. Here we go, things bunching up now. Clifton on the attack big time. Bunce could be in trouble here. Hear the mess going under the cars as they go through that corner. Gravel spewed across. Hey, Dirty Monkey. Good to see you on the stream. Hope you've been well. Clifton goes for the move to the inside, almost got balked up. Bunt moves back across. He's going to have to widen this car. Rushworth falls back. Martin sneaks up the spot. Rushworth's fighting to try and keep his spot here. And Bunt blinks. Not what you want in the last lap battle here. White flag, clocks reached the 40 minutes. Joshua Horton in the lead. A very strong lead. Caleb Dawson sitting very comfortably in P2 with Ryan Bunt under immense pressure for the podium spot in the final round. That's goal dirty. Doing well, thanks. And Bunt manages to keep them at bay. And Heath having to come in and pit. Checkered flag is out, so the race win will go to Joshua Horton. Crosses the line. And a couple of corners for Caleb Dawson. And then take P2 on the podium. We've got our pack of 4 cars still fighting hard. But should be able to reasonably slow it up here. Not have to push overly hard and make a mistake. Podium spot for Ryan Bunt. Fantastic effort from the 4 there, chasing that spot to the end. Clifton P4, Rushworth P5 and Martin P6. There should be still enough points on the board to potentially take this series win. The Faulkner wrapping up the final round in P7. Bartish P8. Matthew Fu P9 and Jamie Tung P10. Stephanie Coley across the line, and that should have all our drivers finishing. That's not the button I was wanting. That's the one. Let's take a look at these results. And our race results for the final round of the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup at Sandown International Raceway. Our race winner is Joshua Horton, and then also on the podium in P2, Caleb Dawson, and in P3, Ryan Bunt. And the rest of our standings from 4th down through to 18th, we have Mick Clifton, Andrew Rushworth, Nicholas Martin, Ben Faulkner, Dan Bartish, Matthew Fu, Jamie Tung, Andrew Martin, Sam Tucker, David Simmons, Stephanie Piccoli, Seth Herman, Kurt Heath, Jeff Arnold, and Byron Phillips. Bring our drivers in if they're not too shy for a chat. We've got Joshua and Caleb ready. And congratulations, guys.
Thanking you up.
Mate, appreciate it.
Yeah, pretty good race out there. Josh, you're doing pretty good run to finish out with 14 seconds. You and Ben were pushing ahead pretty well with the bump drafts for a good portion. But then it all sort of come unstuck with it might have been a pit penalty for Ben.
Yeah, he lost it at the last quarter, and he must have had a wheel in the pit entry while he was still going fast.
Unlucky.
So slow down.
At least it just freed up the space for you out the front there, just to bring it back home.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were watching the onwards. I was making quite a few silly mistakes, but overall it was a great drive, and I think I ended up with the fastest of the race, so a good way to end it all.
Yeah, it was good fast time on pretty early. I think you had, I don't know if you improved it later on, but yeah, we did notice there was the wall coming down onto the back straight after that left turn to that wall. You were running it quite out in there and a few wall strikes. Didn't know if that was going to cause some damage for you. Potentially a few laps down the track, but managed to hold out and take the race win, so well done.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
And you had a good out there for yourself too, Caleb?
I was just kind of sitting by myself, all alone, just doing some laps.
Yeah, that's it. Nice little space just to focus on those lap times.
It's a quiet one. I'm not really sure what happened with Dan and myself in the first lap. I think he just didn't expect me to brake so early, so he kind of tapped me up the rear, and I think
Ah.
Dan kind of dropped from there, which is unfortunate for him. But yeah, for myself, it was a pretty decent race.
Yeah, and you're holding on to the two at the front for a good while as well, sort of sitting around that 1 to 2 second gap.
Yeah, I was clinging onto the screen for a
Holding
little
hard.
bit, but like, I couldn't hold it for too much longer after that.
That's it. And it was looking to potentially be a close one for the rest of the podium there. And we've got Ryan in here now. We can bring him down. Now, Ryan, congratulations.
Thank you.
That looking to be a tough podium for you at the end. It was looking pretty neat, but once you got back out of the pits and you had the three others chasing you down for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, I kept making mistakes too. That didn't help.
Pressure was getting to you.
Yeah.
It looked like there was a lot of fun out there trying to hold them off for that, especially that last lap, and you're probably excited to see the checkered flag come out around that last corner, so well done.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
And was marbles an issue out there for you? It looked to be pretty slippery for a fair few.
For myself, I didn't really struggle with anything. There was a lot of debris on the track, especially after the first lap, but I didn't really struggle with any of that.
Yeah, none, me neither.
Down through the S's on the exit, it was a little bit hairy. Sometimes the rear would come out, depending on what happened the previous lap. But overall, the debris mostly stays off the track at Sandown.
Managed to be able to get you through and all scathe free, and grab the podium. So well done. And then it'll be great if he's looking at jumping in the V8s for next series as well, or is the 86s your forte?
I'll be looking forward to the V8s. They're a little bit more my style than these things. These things can't really get a hold of them the way I want to.
It'll be good to see going on in some V8 action. So it's been some great door banging from you all throughout these 10 rounds. A very exciting season and some very close races, as well as some big wins. So well done to you on a fantastic series.
Yeah, thank you for holding it.
No worries.
Pleasure to be here.
And we'll hand over the shout outs over to you, Josh.
Just massive shout out to the guys over at Vermilion Motorsports. Our sponsors are Race Lab, Burb Designs, Nathan96 Designs, Supernova Motorsports, Hymo Setups, Vermilion X Coaching, and thekartshop.com.au. Excellent,
thanks, Joshua. And over to you, Caleb.
Unfortunately, I'm a privateer at the moment, so shout out to anyone that wants to bring me on board. But yeah, I got no shout outs.
No worries. Over to you, Ryan.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors at Apex Esports League, Agni and Advanced Simulations, Next Level Racing, Vive, Dubby, Fanatec, Razor, Stump Grinding Central Coast, Chubby Buns Burgers, Project, and all of the teammates at Apex.
Thanks, Ryan. And we did lose you a little bit in your mic there. I think you might have been dropping in and out. You got most of it out though, so thanks anyway, Ryan. Congratulations on the podium. That's all right. Looked like there was an issue for a few tonight, so it's the qualms of sim racing, hey?
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys, and all the best in your next race.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Very much, mate.
Thank you.
Great season.
And then we have our podium finishers in for a chat. And that wraps us up for the Vive Toyota GR86 Cup. A congratulations to Joshua Horton on taking the final round, with Caleb Dawson and Ryan Bunt rounding out the podium. And then we will be, with wrapping up the series, we will be coming back with a brand new one. So after a short break, we're back with the Pagnin Advanced Simulation Supercars Championship. And it's our first season featuring the new Gen 3 supercars, so an exciting one to be able to hold. Round 1 kicks off at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course on Monday, April 14th at 8:05 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So we do run off New South Wales time, so with the daylight savings ending during our break, we will switch over to Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then with the mix of this series as well, we will be seeing wet weather and random safety cars in play. So it's going to be a season shaping up to be a challenging one, so not one to be missed. If you want to get involved in it, check out our socials and search up Apex Esports League on iRacing and apply to League, and you can jump in our sessions. Otherwise, we will be here live at 8:05 p.m. on Mondays for all the coverage of the 10 rounds. And a big thanks to our sponsors and partners: Pagnan Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Vive, Fnatic, Dubby, Razor, Stump Grinding, Central Coast, and Chubby Buns Burgers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.